Man, it's crazy to see this thing without a windshield. It's a little scary because you're like, dang, I just took out my whole freaking windshield, but at the same time, it's a step in the right direction. Get this thing going down the track a lot safer anyway. Plus, that was 96 pounds. 96 pounds just in that. You know how long it would take me to run on the treadmill to lose 96 pounds? Just saying. So today I'm gonna be cutting this firewall back to where it needs to be. Midwest Chassis makes a kit that's like a 2/3 firewall. I really wanna go ahead and get that on the way because, I mean, let's be honest, this firewall's pretty beat. I mean, I did some clearancing back in the day on it and it's pretty bad. So before I do anything today, I'm gonna go ahead and take an air hose and get rid of all the debris that's inside of that like double cowl weird GM thing. Like all up in there, all up in there. I'm gonna use the air hose and blow it all out. Then I'm gonna go ahead and make my marks for the cut because I think it's gonna be something like this. For what I've been looking online, because it comes up to like the VIN plate, something like right here, and it cuts all that out. So maybe a little skewed. But I know that it's a real eye opener once you cut all that back, because all that's gonna be gone. So the tools I'll be using today to make this cut, so I'm gonna use a drill with a small bit, probably something like, let's see, one of these messy drawers. I'll probably use something small, probably the size of that blade. This is the blade that I use for my body saw. Makes a lot less mess than the grinder cutoff wheel thing or whatever. So I'll use a bit like kind of like that one there next to that dirty one. Make a pilot hole somewhere along here, this line. And then it'll be big enough for me to just kind of make my way that way. So I'm gonna take my time, make this cut, go nice and slow. Better to cut less than too much. But then again, if you cut too much, I mean, it's just sheet metal. You just fix it. Super easy. Dude, this thing got real hot. Check this out. Ready for this? Yeah. Hope that'll focus. Yeah, it's pretty freaking hot. Yeah. That thing is smoking hot. Let that thing cool off for a little bit. This reciprocating saw has seen better days, that's for sure. I think I got my $13 worth. But it worked really good for a cheap tool. Wish I had an air one, but I don't have a lot of air right now. So I may just go down and get me another one. I mean, it works pretty well for 13 to 20 bucks, depending if you get it on a deal or not. It's been good to me. It was 20 bucks for that body saw, but I gotta tell you, holding that thing, it gets hot, it's sketch. So I'll let that thing cool down. Right now, it's unplugged. So of course, it's safe. Don't have to worry about anything. But good news is this is almost there. There's a little piece that goes up under here. I don't know if you can see that. A little piece that goes up into the secondary or third or fourth or fifth or tertiary, whatever, firewall. Because there's like 15 million curves to this thing. But just under there, see how it goes up, like right here? Then it goes down. There's another piece there that's holding it to this second one. Because there's like two pieces that come up. Or they're out and then they go together like that. So this is, it's fighting me, but it's coming out. So I'm gonna let this blade cool down. And I mean, you know what? I'm gonna put a new blade on it so it doesn't have to work as hard. Smart. So this is the piece that came out from there. Now I was trying to show you in the time lapse how it was like shaking up and down. So I had to hold it with one hand and cut the secondary cut with the other because I didn't want it bouncing on this. Because the last thing I want to do is mess up that nice manifold cover lid thing. Not a scratch. Perfect. This can go in the trash, right? And then now you can see how there's like a secondary firewall down there. It's so weird. Like Fbody's weird. Where's my flashlights? I got like 15 billion flashlights. I even bought like this really cool flashlight from Home Depot the other day. Let me go get it. This is the light I was just telling you about. Oh, it's like if the Autobots had a flashlight company. It's like, you know what I mean? Three-way light or whatever. You can point it whichever way you want. I'm not sponsored by nobody or nothing. This is crazy though. This is a super bright light. 2200 lumens. If you don't want to use all the lights, you can just shut one or shut two. And then you have like the one light where you can see stuff. And magnetic base, pretty cool. Comes with a tripod too. Home Depot, 50 bucks. Can't beat this light. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, and then different color light. Warm, warmer, blue, or whatever, different Kelvin. All right, so check it out. 3-piece set, EVA foam, just the 3/8 ratchet. It's 37 bucks, it's 144 teeth. I got the whole thing. Get back in there. Yeah. I got the whole thing on clearance for 37 bucks from Home Depot. Half, 3/8, quarter. Go get it now. It's cool. I like it. It's much better than the Cobalt ones that I had, which I liked the Cobalt, you know, button or whatever, but 90 teeth and eventually they go. So this is their professional line and I'm super stoked to have it. Yeah, look, there's a water line back there. Let's treat that. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like surface and flash. Look at this, dude. Gotta keep cutting. So here's my dilemma. If you look at the firewall, it pretty much comes up straight and it has a curve out. Like see right here? I bent this, but it has a curve out and then it drops back down. I'm having to cut at an angle to follow this line here, basically, like right here, right? But that puts me like way up here. So I'm gonna have to cut all of this. All that's gonna have to get cut out. Basically to about right here. Like, yeah, all this, say something like that. To about right here. Yeah, right here is where the firewall, like right back here is where it starts to curve out. So I may keep the curve out or I may just chop it straight flush. The more I cut, the more I realize that this is gonna be the way to go. Cutting it right there. Because this is, I'm fighting all this stuff. That way I can, you know, I can build a straight wall straight up. I can cut it all out and put the Midwest chassis stuff up there. Because I mean, that's all beat up, you know, from before or whatnot. So I'll be happy to get rid of all that. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep making cuts to make room because all this is going away, you know. Finish that cut along here and that'll give me more room to operate inside of there. Gotta get some ventilation. So anyway, here it is. I went ahead and cut out. You've seen it drop down. This is the piece here, the last piece. There's that second piece. I had to bend it out of the way, but this is what was holding me up. All right, so now you can see what I was talking about. Crazy clearance, man. And Now I got plenty of room to work on the firewall. I'm gonna trim this back just a little bit more, just to make it straight up and down, because I don't know how much of this is gonna stay. Now you can see the difference. So I need to obviously clean up the edges, and you can see where this curve was fighting me. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out, knock this out, clean up these edges, and it's gonna look a whole lot better. It's gonna be ready for, I mean, technically right now, it's in a perfect stage for that Midwest Chassis firewall kit. So if anybody's got one laying around in the closet somewhere, let me know. This is what ideally what I wanted, was like a nice even all the way across. So I think I've got that. I'm pretty much there as far as that goes. But man, look at the room. And this is still hanging over. I mean, this needs to be cut back this much more to be even with the firewall part. That's a lot of room, man. I'm in there. Dude, that's killer, right? Not bad.